time.
Welcome back to One Leg at a Time, the podcast about health, wellness, fun, recovery, and music. I'm your host, Dr. Deen Anbar, and I'm interviewing other musicians and creatives about their process, their priorities, and the things that they do to achieve their goals. Welcome to the podcast, Eric Bell.
Woo!
Here he is, the man.
You're a doctor now.
I am a doctor
That's
now.
wild. I think when I met you, you were like half doctor.
Half man, half doctor.
Like D.
Yeah.
The R was starting to appear.
Yeah. It
And
was
you were
always
in
it was always there. The idea of it was always there.
But
yeah.
just as you introduced, I was like,
I know. I'm
so
kind of
happy for
leaning
you.
into it now as we do the show.
you should.
I guess.
Rightfully so.
I mean, I feel like I've talked about it with different people. Listen, I am a doctor of music.
Straight up.
You know, I'm a doctor of nothing else.
Yeah.
But here we are talking about stuff.
Yeah. I think, there's that, like, if you were on a plane, they were like, do we need a doctor? You could say
right.
you
I could.
are a doctor.
Yeah.
But then sit back down.
And Please sit down immediately.
Thank you, sir. I guess you just needed a little bit of attention while this man is dying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sit
yeah.
down. Yeah. I mean, it's cool. I feel like I have talked about this. I feel a little bit more sort of at peace with it now because I didn't graduate that long ago. And the thing that I always go back to is like, I'm not really doing anything with my doctorate that I wouldn't be doing if I didn't have my doctorate.
Yeah. I just think
it's a credential.
It's a credential. And I think in our field, I feel like you usually, when you go through the ranks of music school, it's like a lot of people, they're like, oh, I got graduated, have my bachelor's. And then like more people, it's like I have my master's. But then like the master's doctorate, you start just meeting like the divide separates of like, I'm a full-time musician. No, I don't have my master's doctorate. Or you have like the people that are like, I'm a doctorate in music, and you only see them in the classroom because they're like,
because that's what it
there.
is. Yeah.
And so I don't know. I'm just like genuinely just like so happy for you that you're like doing so many cool things, but you're also like a doctorate. I feel like this is about Deen today. No, I'm just kidding. I feel like
it's always about me. For what it's worth.
Dr. Deen Anbar.
I bring you into my world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like your resume, like professional resume, yours is the one that I'm most just like, holy shit.
Really?
Yeah. Just because like you had the time in New York, you had the time here, like USC, MSM or NYU? NYU.
Will Lyle didn't have anything to say about NYU on his recent school by school.
Don't bring up Will Lyle.
Okay.
This will be a 2-hour tangent.
Then we're not gonna do that.
Yeah. I just think I think your resume is so cool.
Well, I appreciate that.
And then farther than like your certifications, I think musically, I always find like some deep dark rabbit hole that I'm like, no one that I know has done this, and then come to find out you're playing like a festival doing like that kind of music. Like I remember like
I don't even know. That sounds like something specific that I don't know what you're talking about.
No. Here's what it is. I love African music and I love African,
oh yeah, right.
And then I was like doing all this research, blah blah blah, and I was talking to you about, I think we were texting, or I was on my Hugh Masekela soapbox that I've been on for years.
It's great music.
It is great music. Yeah. And then you were like, oh, have you heard of like Fela Kuti? And then you started showing me all this music. Yeah. And then you're like, oh, I'm doing this like Afrobeat festival. And I was just like, okay, dude, like whatever. Like
I do remember that.
Anyways, I think that's so, wherever rabbit hole I find, it's like you're there and just like, hey.
I mean, that's cool. I guess it's cool to be that guy. Yeah. I think that the thing that I've kind of become more comfortable in is I was talking to somebody and he pointed out that he was like, the doctorate, if nothing else, tells people that you know how to work. That doesn't say anything about my like musical ability, because I think that's the thing about having the doctorate that does kind of like, it gives me the willies a little bit if I say I'm a doctor, as though there's some expectation about what my playing ability is. I don't want that. I want my playing ability to speak for itself.
Correct. I think it's like the ability to do the Western educational work of school. That's the most. Yeah. That's what is proven.
So like, all right, I did that, and it was really hard, and now I have the paperwork to show for it. Yeah. So enough. It's in the past.
Yeah. Anyways, the longest tangent of just, I'm so happy for you.
No, it's just nice of you, and that's why I brought you on, because I needed that little boost today.
Right. Anyways, thank you so much for coming. Appreciate it.
Hey, Eric, I'm glad that we caught you. You've been busy.
Absolutely. I'm busy.
What are you up to? First of all, let's talk about you.
Sure.
You play. When I first met you, I knew you as an organ player.
Sure. Wow. I remember that.
Is that how we met, actually? I was at...
It is. I think to you it is. I was going to the San Fernando and I saw you play Black Cow.
Oh, yeah.
I just, I think I was still in school at the time. And Steely Dan is yet another soapbox of mine that I love. And it was just like, oh my God, like, you guys are playing Black Cow. Like, you guys, playing like tunes, but then turning like Black Cow and then playing like Wichita Lineman. I was just like, but especially you and you had, I think you had blue hair at the time and everything, and you were playing your Jerry Garcia guitar. Yeah. And I was
just a mess of contradictions for a really long time.
That's the best.
It was a vision.
Yeah. And so I think I talked to you, and it was just something along the lines of just like Black Steve, you're awesome. Bye.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And then anyways, but I think the first time we met was Matt Smith wanted to put together an organ session. And then I was like, do you know Deen? Please call Deen so we could play Black Cow.
That's right.
and then we got together.
And that was when we did that gig a couple summers ago. I remember all of a sudden it was just like, oh, you're not just an organ player. You play piano, you play keyboards. And like, to me, it seems like you, in the span of a short couple of years, like you've been working a ton. So I kind of wanted to get you on and just, like learn a little bit more about you and what kind of got you to this point that you're at, and then talk about, because really, from what it seems like to me, you're on the road more often than not.
I think it started really like I am a road touring person, probably right after I finished my record that you played on.
Yeah.
I think right now I wouldn't consider myself like just gone, like all the time, like just on the road all the time. But I think right now I'm in that phase of like, I think I'm an in-town musician, but I'm finding myself more and more being gone, not available for in-town gigs.
It doesn't seem like it. Yeah, I mean, the last couple of times I've tried to get you on something, you haven't been available.
Heard it here, folks. No, it's true. It's true. Absolutely. So yeah, I feel like I'm in this, like, I'm an in-town musician, but I'm on the road, and it kind of is just like the universe just needs to pick. Like, I would love to be on the road. Just that's the dream.
That's a dream.
That's
just
the dream.
Be out and
like
and
just
life.
Be out with like.
Yeah. How old are you?
24.
That's why.
In 6 days, 25.
Congratulations.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Let's get into this. You have a girlfriend. You've had a girlfriend for a long time. Lovely girl, Natalie.
My favorite person.
I mean, she's so wonderful. How does she deal with you being gone so much or wanting to be gone so much?
She deals with it by being gone more than me. She's a touring vocalist and session singer and everything. Yeah, I haven't seen her in weeks, and I'm the one that's in town,
Yeah.
Okay. And so it's just, I met her when I was 18, like my first year of college. And she's a couple years older than me. But we met at college, and it's just always been, it sounds weird, like it's a problem trying to find time together, but it's never been a problem why we can't find time.
Yeah.
It's always been our dream. Her dream is to tour with Adele and Lady Gaga, and my dream is to tour with not those people, but other people.
Yeah,
we're both out. It's it's run into a problem. Like this week, for example. She got offered a big gig, and I got offered a big gig, and so it's just we're always trying to communicate and always talk about what takes priority, like if we have like a day plan, and she just was on the Lady Gaga Coachella like recording session.
Oh, wow.
Huge.
Yeah.
And she's been like the biggest Gaga fan since I met her. So that was just like, screw our date, like go.
Yeah.
Not screw it, but what I'm saying? It's just like, we will find time. There's going to be a time in our lives.
24. I don't know. I didn't realize you were 24.
Yeah. You'll forget in 15 minutes. And
I don't know if that's true.
I
don't know if I knew that before that you were, you're a young man.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah, it's cool.
It definitely changes things. No, it doesn't change anything. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because you're at that age that everything that you're saying makes sense to being 24. It's also like a beautiful thing to be in a city like LA and like have found somebody that you're.
Oh, I love it.
Kind of like really all in on.
Yeah, and it's just it hasn't, and that honestly is a question I get asked a lot by non-musicians. Specifically like older people. They're just like, oh, does it bother you that I'm out? Does she get bothered that I'm out, or I'm bothered that she? And it's like,
or the temptations of the road. It must be so hard.
And it's just like, no, like, it's difficult not seeing her, but it's not difficult. I have no problem with her being a rock star, and she has no, a lesser equivalent of me being a rock star, but it
takes a lot of trust,
perfect,
and faith in the thing that you've created.
Absolutely. She is the most just kind and respectful person like I have ever met, and so lessons on communications, lessons on trust or respect or anything, I always just default to like, how would she do it? Yeah. And how would she treat me or everything? I just try to do the same because she's just awesome.
Look at you, talking a big talk.
Yeah.
If you're watching this, she probably won't even watch this. She's so busy. But it's fine.
Yeah.
If you watch this, I love you. But anyways, that's Natalie. So yeah, it's totally fun.
Well, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Grew up in Corona, and the music, like after school music, like where I got private lessons growing up, was in Norco, like literally like walking distance to Norco Community College.
Okay.
And and that's kind of where I started playing music and like learning and everything. So, interesting enough, it's like I live here in SoCal and I grew up here in SoCal, but I played a lot of country music growing up.
That makes a lot of sense.
Because I was out there.
And you have Riverside, and there's sort of a San Diego Riverside connection, and I feel like there's kind of like a country I think circuit.
Just out there, it's just a weird mix of like, I got a lot of country stuff under my belt, but there's also like a lot of like East Los, like Chicano, kind of like Motown. You go out to like Rialto, Fontana. Anyways, so there's a lot of like country music, but then there's a lot of like East Los stuff kind of going on out there, and then whatever I happen to be interested in as well. So it's just like a big hodgepodge.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
Of stuff going out there.
I'm curious. I have a couple of thoughts because I know have you been playing with these Sinceres? Is that yeah?
I did a lot of stuff with them last year. I haven't done any this year. I was supposed to go out on the road with them tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I chose spending time with my girlfriend for my birthday.
That's really sweet of you.
I didn't take a gig, which
that's kind of huge, actually.
Yeah. It's interesting. But yeah, I was with them, the Sinceres and the Altons. They're kind of like two bands, but it's the same people. We play like it's the same bill and everything.
Okay.
I was with them like all last year. Luckily, I guess all the gigs I've been touring with, it's mostly just because I play organ, and so like these Sinceres, it's just about organ playing, and organ is like that's what I spend most of my time on.
How'd you get into doing that?
Greg Rowley, Santana.
Okay.
I love Santana.
Were you like a classic rock kid, or was it just like Santana specifically?
I think I was a classic rock kid. My dad
Oye Como Va is playing in my head right now.
That organ patch is actually very hard.
Is it?
Yeah, the drawbar settings are wild. I sometimes I have good days where I can get it. Some days
Let's roll out the B3. Let's see what we
let's do. I'll give me 20 minutes. I'll do it. But a big classic rock guy. So when I started playing keys,
how old were you?
I was 12.
A young man.
I was just telling someone about it last night because someone asked me last night at a gig, like, how did I start playing? And it was Toto.
Are you a Toto fan?
It's my best friend's favorite band.
I
really?
love Toto. And my dad was playing. He plays bass. He was playing in like a, weekend cover band kind of thing. And the drummer gave him a Toto concert DVD. And then my dad brought it home, put it in the DVD player, and I ended up just watching the concert like 4 times.
Dude, I used to watch concert DVDs all the time. Yeah.
Anyways, watched the Toto concert DVD, and it's 2007, Falling in Between, which is a weird Toto time because the bass player, one of the Picaro brothers, was sick, so they had Leland Sklar come fill in, killer, and then the keyboard player was also, both keyboard players were sick, so they had Greg Fillinganes
come
just rip. they're known for like Africa and like Hold the Line.
Yeah.
But the first half of the concert is like this like fusion jazz, like prog rock show.
Yeah.
And Steve Lukather is just like, the first song is in like 15. And it's just like Simon Phillips on drums.
Oh, yeah.
For no reason. Like, for no reason, the best band anyone has ever put together. And it's just like Steve Lukather was just cool. And so I like literally like that. I watched that concert like multiple times. And then I like the next day I was like, I want a piano lesson.
Okay.
And then I showed up to this studio called Rockstars of Tomorrow in Northville.
Yeah, okay.
So I was playing a lot of classic rock, a lot of that kind of stuff. Everything, a couple big things happened in pre-college years that really was just like definitive stuff. One, a gospel church needed a keyboard player.
Okay.
And they found me playing somewhere. And they were like, please come do this gospel gig. And just no thought on, I was 14. Like no thought on like what my abilities were. They were just like, here's the hardest gospel music.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just you and drums and a bunch of singers.
Wow.
Go. That's what we need.
Huh. Was there an MD for you there?
No, it was me, drums.
Wow.
And singers like that. It was a small
kind of
church.
Amazing actually.
And just like the definition of like thrown in the deep end.
Yeah.
Even still, like at gospel gigs, people are like, we don't play that record. That record is hard. Like that record is
that's
too
how I
difficult.
find a lot of that stuff. It's like it's challenging.
Yeah, specifically, like there's like the Philly like Ty Tribbett records.
Yes.
Scary.
Yeah.
Scary as a professional musician.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I know.
I'm sorry. It's scary. So I ended up playing a lot. That was the first big thing that just was like, I'm going to go down this gospel rabbit hole. I love that music. That is like staple. Like you could bury me listening to that music. Old gospel,
Yeah.
The second thing was my high school band director and my dad both really believed in my ability and my like the kernel of I love jazz. They really took that like a lot of places. Like my dad was very big on like if you're gonna play jazz, like you're gonna do it correctly.
Did you have support in that sense? Like as soon as you started developing the talent and showing the strong interest, was it like this like
from the get-go? It was like
that's pretty cool.
My parents really supported me. I think along the way, like they told me much later that they went to my band director and they were like, Eric wants to do this, but like, should he do this or should we start like veering him off? And in a loving, respectful way. And my band director was like, if he puts in the work, like he can do this. And here I am, Mr. Parrish. Thank you so much. Anyways, so and then Mr. Parrish, my band director, I started practicing jazz like crazy.
Yeah.
He threw I was like one of the only soloists at my school because my school was like a big classical school. Like these people could like read anything but could not solo, and I was the opposite. I didn't learn how to read till like much later. Like junior, senior year of high school.
That makes sense for guys like with your background.
Yeah, with the classic rock. It was just just give me a recording.
Sure.
Like that's all I want. But then when it came time for any of them to solo, like could not do it.
Holding.
And so that really was like, all right, let me like learn how to read, but also like develop some like solo chops and like everything.
Yeah.
And then the third thing that really I guess was like different was my best friend's dad. So my best friend played bass and French horn, usual high school combination.
Totally. Yeah.
His dad came to one of our jazz band concerts, and his dad is a very popular online guitar teacher. His name is Griff Hamlin. He kind of like right when the internet became like a more widely accepted thing, he was like the first guy to put out like instructional blues guitar CDs.
Sure. Here's the
DVDs.
Little Wing solo.
Yes. The pentatonic box, like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And his usual keyboard player was a guy named Ty Bailey. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just brilliant. One of the best keyboard players ever.
Yeah.
Organ player, big B3 player,
Mm-hmm.
was on tour with Katy Perry from like
Right, that's right.
2012
Yeah.
up until like a couple years
What's
ago.
she up to these days?
Katy Perry?
Just kidding.
I have no idea. Ty was doing all these gigs with Griff. And then Ty had like literally got called to do like an 18-month Katy Perry world tour.
Yeah.
18 months.
18 months. Like it literally was like
at that level, like that's what happens.
It's like it's not even like a retainer. It's like you're gone for 18 months, you know? So Griff hired a 15-year-old from his son's high school to do all Ty's gigs for him.
It's pretty amazing.
Which was crazy. So that was like my formative pre-college years was like
maybe that's why I thought you were older than you are, because you've lived a lot of
like
years.
I didn't do van tours. Like I started doing like fly dates when I was like 16 years old, which is
pretty
weird.
crazy. Did you end up going to school for music?
I did. I went to Long Beach, Cal State Long Beach for
so that's
jazz
how you ended up
studies.
living in Long Beach now.
Correct. So I want to stay in LA because I had a lot of work, which is that doesn't usually happen. Because I was like, if I stay local, I can like keep building a network, keep like getting more gigs and like doing all that stuff, rather than like moving to New York for school and then just like doing that thing or moving wherever for school.
Well, wherever you plant yourself, and I feel like you would have probably had a better grasp of this at the age that you were when school was coming up because of what you had already been doing. But wherever you decide to go to school is kind of where you're setting yourself up to like plant your roots for the next foreseeable future.
Absolutely.
You know.
And I auditioned a couple places. I auditioned at USC, Fullerton.
Yeah.
And I had a couple auditions around LA. And then I went to Long Beach. And I love the weather. Like I'm a
Long Beach rules.
I mean, you're over in SP.
Yeah, just across the bridge. And actually we were just talking to another great guitar player, Will Brom, who's the Long Beach local.
Yeah, absolutely. He's brilliant.
He's so good. Yeah.
Corona Norco, very hot. You know, it's out towards the desert.
Yeah. And you're pretty removed from the heart of things.
So I just literally on the drive to my college audition, I was just like, wait, what? You can have this weather?
Yeah.
Like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And so just good vibes. The director at the school had already known me because I went to like jazz camps in high school. And so I like walk in, you know, I'm all nervous as any 17-year-old is nervous about college. He walks in, he's like, I know how you play. If you want to come here, like, here's money, go ahead. That's like,
isn't that nice?
Even before playing,
you
know, he was just like, yeah, you're accepted. Like, if you want to come here, cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, done.
You ever watch that show Community? Yeah, Greendale. You're already accepted.
Yeah. I love that. We should have the flag of like the butthole.
The E pluribus anus. Yeah.
Dustin.
Dustin.
So good.
All right. So with all of this experience that you've packed in,
to
your
24 years,
24 years of life, what I'm wondering about is, you know, my experience has been that there's always this big tug of war going on between any number of different factors in my life. And I feel like, you know, there's always this balance. What am I trying to say? Like some things are going well and I'm ignoring other things.
Yeah.
And like what have you found yourself? What have the challenges been in sort of getting to where you're at? I mean, you're obviously super dedicated to your craft and you're out there and you're doing the thing. What do you what are the problems? What's really going on?
Mental, physical health.
Let's get into it.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, you and I have talked about the physical health aspect of it. You know, I think
we've talked about the physical health of it. I think because of the time that you and I met was when I was really like on a roll with that stuff.
And I was too.
You kind of had, even from the first couple of months that I met you. I remember when I first met you. I mean, there got to a point where I was like, you done glowed up.
Yeah.
You had a thing.
I had a thing.
Yeah.
The physical health thing, I think just the combination of the mental, physical has been like the toughest of adult life, as I guess it is for like most people. But it's all like situational, specific to the person.
Totally.
That's just, you know, you can't, no matter how much you practice your instrument or no matter how many gigs you get, the voice in your head is going to be like the deciding factor on how you live your life, you know?
Yes.
And so whether that's a kind voice or a loving voice, or it's you're a piece of shit no matter what happens, you know, that kind of voice, that's going to determine what happens, you know, your outward look, because it's what's going on internally. So that
takes work.
Yeah, I just didn't take care of myself. Like, you know, I was doing so many things.
Yeah.
Up until, you know, 2021-ish. It wasn't that COVID was like, oh crap, you know.
What year were you born? Were you born in 2000?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
That sickens me.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting, because I just remember being 21, 22, and like I wasn't taking care of myself in that sense either. I don't know. I didn't feel as bad as I learned I could feel. Like,
sure, yeah.
You know? It's just like, you can kind of get away with it just because of your youth.
Yeah.
I think normally, yeah. But when you're in COVID, you know, I was like 2020, I was 2 years into college and was with my girlfriend, and then COVID just, whatever world we were all in, just got so much smaller mentally, socially, everything. And so it just got so amplified. So
how
elevated.
Did you deal with that?
So, I mean, not the best. The 2021 was a rough year because, you know, a lot of things, like I was graduating, just gigs, like a bunch of stuff. But at the same time, like I just was not taking care of myself mentally, not taking care of myself physically. My girlfriend and I actually broke up for a couple months. During that time, I was just like depressed. Yeah. Dark. You know, I'm super open about that. And then literally it was just like a 6 months of like barely going to take any work. Like you will find me at Planet Fitness, like for hours and hours every day.
It's just such it's a cliche, but like, my God, does it help?
Like I just, you know, it is that I wasn't mature enough to be able to live in my world and take care of myself at the same time. And so I had to not hibernate. That's not the word. Take myself out of whatever was going on just because I didn't know how to juggle, you know, like maintaining a healthy relationship and doing what I wanted while also just redoing my life, you know, restarting in a healthy, reestablishing. Thank you. So just a lot of time at the gym and just kind of like fighting the demons there. Yeah. And so I'm in that season right now of like, okay, in this change that's happening, how do I love myself, take care of myself and all that stuff?
How do you find that on the road?
Walking. I love walking.
So city by city, you can pretty much just get it in.
I'll just walking or going to the gym, like the hotel gym. Absolutely.
Are you guys in hotels most of the time?
Yeah, mostly hotels and everything. Like if I set aside an hour and a half of my time, whether that is pushing myself at the gym or like whatever, or just like going on a walk, getting coffee, going on a walk, just taking that time for myself, you know, and just kind of like exploring the wonders of the world rather than just being like
cooped up
or bogged down by like crap, like like.
Well, I find that too. I mean, being on the road with people who become victims of circumstance, where it's like, oh, this is what we have to eat, or like this is where we are, or whatever. It's just like, well, this is where we are. Like, there's two ways to look at this or deal with this, and if something isn't to your, it's that thing of like,
go ahead.
Go off. Sis.
I'm thinking of the Serenity Prayer. And I've been talking to like 12-step recovery, and the Serenity Prayer is a big thing of it. It's like, if you can't accept the things that you want to change, then change it, you know?
Absolutely.
And I do believe in like, either this is what it is, in which case, what good does it do me to bitch about it? Unless it's fun. Sometimes it's fun to bitch. Yeah. But if it's something that you can change, and I've gone on, you know, half an hour walk to and from the grocery store in whatever city I'm at, because I want my brand of Greek yogurt or just an apple or something.
It's those like little, like, I'm in control. I'm in control of my life.
If I'm in control of it. I think recognizing what I'm in control of versus not is an important distinction.
Yeah.
But the things that you can.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, but it doesn't bother me to have to exert effort if it's something that is worth it to me.
Correct.
And stuff like that is worth it.
Correct. Like if I have 45 minutes it would be a disservice to stay in my hotel room.
Yeah.
Sure.
It would be the healthiest thing. You know, if I looked at myself as another person, it would be like you need to go for a walk to make sure you're okay.
Yeah.
And so doing a lot of that, and honestly, like a weird thing that I wonder, which it doesn't come up, and I wonder if you have this, is loving, like actively looking to love music. You know, like if I'm at music, like if I'm in Nashville or at a music festival or whatever, you know, and I'm there for work. I'm there to like do a job, which is music and everything. But finding records or going and seeing a show that I'm like, I love music. That's so healthy for me.
Reminds you.
Yeah, it just reminds me, you know, and I have the toughest time right now doing that with jazz, because jazz is such a labor of love, but it's also just such a checklist of things you can get better at.
You know, it's so funny you say this. Somebody facetiously the other day,
Good word.
Jeez. Somebody texted me the other day. We were kind of joking about something, but he goes, "How do you enjoy a jazz record?"
Did.
And I was like,
Did.
You know,
It
depends on the record. Now you got me thinking about what
I love the words you use so much. It's so good. Unfacetiously. I can't even say it.
Well, that's not a word.
Yeah.
Look,
loving jazz records or loving live jazz is a thing, because we are so trained to work and like put in the
act
time.
of listening is work too. There's an in the moment analysis that we're sort of trained to do that doesn't necessarily extend to other kinds of music. But I also think that it helps if a jazz record is recorded in if there's like a concept to the way that it's produced, if it's not just like, here are the instruments, these are the notes. Correct. You know, like I think that there is something that jazz musicians can do to sort of provide an experience beyond just like, this is my song, you know?
Yeah. That's good.
And that's a whole kind of other conversation, but I know what you mean. And it's an interesting struggle. It's an interesting back and forth. I find myself sort of a victim of my age in the sense of like the way that I feel about the records that I was really into in high school and in college and up until maybe like my mid 20s, 27, 28. Like those are the records that I still have this strong nostalgic love for. And I do have a little bit of a wall up, not necessarily to accept new music, but in terms of getting emotionally invested in it. It doesn't hit me the same way. I don't know if I'll ever feel the same way as I do about like some of the stuff that I just kind of that really shaped me through those like early formative years.
And you love records so much, and you learn to love them as a student, but also as like as a developing person.
Yeah.
And so I'm finding that right now is like,
well, you're a little young for that.
Someone sends me music.
Keep your heart open, young man.
I try. Someone sends me music, and it's like, my first thought as a job is like, what do I like about it? What do I like? How would I approach it? All that kind of stuff. And there's always that like, is there passive listening, active listening, and then there's just the listening for love. That thing that doesn't get talked about in our field a lot. And I think it's much easier for music you don't play, but for people like you or like myself or all of us, it's like, I technically play everything. You know? And so it's like, I can't listen going with this like thought process. Like I can't listen to a country record without like, is this good? Is this bad? Like, how would I do this? Like all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
But then learning to love the music like for what it is, and then there are just records like jazz records where you're just like, I don't care how like technically perfect this is just like the most beautiful record. Like there's two records that are always on my soapbox, which is Bill Evans' Portrait in Jazz. Like I will just dissect that for hours and hours every day until I die. But also, it's just the most beautiful record like of all time. I just love it. Or the other one is Oscar Peterson's Jazz Portrait of Frank Sinatra. It's just like it's a masterclass on how to play piano, but it's also just like a portrait of a dude's friend, through music. Sure. It's just good. So anyways, love music.
Wrapping up this segment of the pod.
Sure.
What we've had is a couple of people have sent us questions, and you, by the way, dear listener, feel free to reach out to the podcast, onelegpod@gmail.com. And me and an esteemed guest will answer some of those questions. And so I have 3 questions actually from people.
That's so cool.
You ready for the first question?
I'm ready.
All right. Dear Eric, how do you deal with the emotional aspect of receiving criticism or rejection in such a subjective field? And do you actively work on not tying your self-worth to your career?
I do it badly. That's the answer to that question.
Yeah.
Self-worth on and off the instrument has taken up like the past like month and a half, like actively
Really?
caused relationship, not with Natalie, but like professional relationships, friend relationships, just that. Like I was in a meeting at my past church job, and it was about like worth off the instrument, worth on the instrument, not even in a religious context, just all that stuff. So that's funny that you asked that question, because that is like the question of the season, I guess, for me.
So what's going on, and how are you dealing with it?
Loving myself.
Yeah.
Learning how to do that, and the last time I did that was 2021.
Yeah.
And I handled it badly. I entered into the season badly because I didn't know how. And so I'm trying to do that in a much more mature, much more loving way, and not hurting anyone around me as best as I can.
Yeah.
But I'm finding that it's just like, man, I can't sit at my instrument, or I can't watch TV without feeling guilt, and I can't be on my instrument without feeling crap. I could have done that better. Like and so how do I deal with that? I just like, honestly, just loving myself. And then this is my answer for the last question, was just like learning to love music and my role in it, learning to love my physical health and my mental health and my role in it. But like, I don't have complete control over music as a big idea. I only have a, like, how do I love my part in music? And so I don't know. Does that even answer the question?
To a certain degree, I guess what I'm more curious about is like, so specifically what you're saying, you're going through a period of like a little bit of an emotional crisis with your relationship to your playing. Is that because of feedback that you've gotten, or just an
I
internal
think less even about my playing and more about
your relationship?
My relationship with the people around me. I have wrongly, I think, gone into a rabbit hole of thinking my worth as a human is to the people around me is largely based on how I do my job, aka how I play music. And
I get that.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's not because of the feedback. It's just like
it's the mental thing.
Okay.
No one has, like, the feedback has not been like, you suck, you need to get better. You know, like this job, they didn't have me play for a certain service, a certain gig. And I got so just emotionally distraught because it was like, wait, I'm like, you need a piano player. You didn't hire me, and I'm like the person on staff. That's weird. What's going on with that? And there is the rub of like my worth is attached to my music, how I do that. So why aren't you hiring me? And it's just like, it's because maybe I'm not the healthiest person. Or like
that's sort of an arbitrary. That's not.
It's weird. To tie it back to like real. It's the idea of self-worth. I'm learning to love myself outside of my music and outside of my musicality, and the simple idea of the people around me will love me, and I need to love myself regardless of if there's a keyboard near me.
Yeah.
And so, and learning that process is a current endeavor.
It's interesting, man. I mean, it's not easy. I definitely struggle. If I play a gig that I feel like I sucked on, I can be a pretty foul person to be around.
Yeah.
After that.
Exactly. Yeah.
I also have found in my personal life that, you know, especially with my like personal relationships that, you know, I've been so used to meeting people because of the fact that I play music.
Correct. Yeah.
And then like now I've kind of found myself in this partnership that isn't really like centered around the fact that I'm a guy who plays guitar.
Right.
Which is kind of weird for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
that's so much of your identity.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, so you're still interested in me? Even though, like, what else is there?
Right, right.
A lot of times it's like, I don't know.
And if you never
You
played
know?
another note, that relationship still exists because there's a large part of you that exists without that instrument.
So in a way, this is actually like one of the healthiest partnerships that I've been in, like in my whole life.
Yeah.
But in another way, I'm just still kind of going like, well, but like, what am I even doing?
What is going on?
You know, like, I guess it's that imposter syndrome thing that we were talking about in the very beginning of the thing, where I'm just like, you couldn't possibly, you must have gotten something wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, straight up. That's so real. That is exactly this. It's just like, wait, like there is a me without my instrument. There's a me without the music that I do.
And then that kind of gets into this whole other, like, if you zoom out of that just a little bit, it's like the you that doesn't play an instrument is still the same you that's like, you know, you exist in this chair, and like it's not just the you between your ears and behind your eyes, it's like the whole you that is you. And you know, like
that's real. Yeah.
You know, like you exist from the minute you are on this planet to the minute you're off. It's not just when you're playing guitar.
Yeah.
It's not just when you're having the things that you think that are fun. It's like you are still you when you're brushing your teeth, you're driving your car.
Right.
It's all, this is your life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I was going to say that's one of the things I like about sitting in on the podcast is I don't do music.
You're a producer.
I don't do music, so I don't have like the fundamental understanding of connecting to it in the same way as a lot of the guests on the show.
Yeah.
So I get to just, you know, meet you. Like, this is my first time meeting you. I was about to be like, I have no idea what instrument you play.
Yeah.
I don't know your story at all.
But you know now.
I mean, I do know
bazooki.
now. But regardless, I still haven't heard you play a single note. I still haven't seen you perform. I haven't seen that energy or felt it.
Yeah.
But just you as a person coming and talking and seeing your openness and the way you know, connect with everybody here.
Yeah.
So it's me being able to see you as not a music. You are a musician, but I'm seeing you as not one in a sense.
Yeah. I think having that look at myself is, I need more of that.
Yeah.
You know? And then being able to sit over there and examine myself and like, okay, is there something I can work on? You know, like, am I being a good person from over, you know, from your point of view, I guess.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you've always been a good person from my point of view.
I was gonna say.
Terrible person.
No, please. That's why I wanted to have you on, because you know
thank you.
you're a great dude, and I'm glad that we just got to sit down and you know, I got to learn a little bit more about you, and you know,
this is. Yeah. I've looked up to you for so long, you know, since the Black
hopefully
Cow.
this got rid of a little bit of that.
No, and you know, and that's why, you know, that's why I had you on the record, and that's why, you know, that I'll go to your gigs and like support when I can and everything, because it's just like, you're just such a good musician, but a cool person. And I'm not just saying that because like there's cameras or anything.
He wants to be
just
back.
like,
There's
He wants to be invited back.
episode 2.
We'll have you back.
Yeah. No, anyways, I'm grateful you even thought of it. I think when the first time you texted me, I was just like, you're Deen. Like you know so many people. Like, and I think I literally said something, which I guess this goes back to the whole mental health thing. I was like, get all your like cool
you
people.
did. You literally did say, get
all your cool people and then ask
don't
me.
have me on this list. Yeah.
And that's, I guess that's, in my mind, that's less of a looking down on myself factor, as more of just like, I respect you. And
it's deflecting a little bit. It's also not really natural. Like at this point, we've been doing this for a little bit now, and so like I've kind of gotten into a flow. But like, I'm not a professional interviewer or podcaster or anything. Like this is pretty brand new. I just like having these conversations with people because it interests me.
Yeah.
I've gone through a lot of personal life changes in the last few years.
Yeah.
And I think that we are in this world that's like fucking crazy.
Yeah. So good.
And and I think that we should be talking about this stuff. And it's like, there's enough footage and media and content to consume of people talking about the craft of what we do.
Yeah.
That I don't know. I mean, I can certainly pitch that out into the world too, but that's not as special, I think. It's just a different sort of a thing than doing this.
You know, there's
and
like,
I don't see as much of this.
Yeah, there, you know, there's like those. I don't watch any of his videos. The Rick Beato.
Rick Beato is. I mean, he's very good.
He has
at doing
some interviews with musicians, and it is like, well, what are you doing here? What are you doing?
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
But then like his, you know, interviews with Pat
Metheny on Questlove's podcast was really good because they have
such good interviews.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it really, and also like an interesting lens to interview a guy like Pat Metheny through. Because Questlove is coming at it from this like Philly soul and jazz and like this kind of other thing than I think most jazz focused interviewers would come at Pat Metheny.
That's true. Questlove is so good.
The last question was, what's your favorite pizza, New York, Chicago, or LA? And it doesn't really have any more details. So I guess if you were to pick a place, I would say go city and then location.
City, New York. I haven't been there enough to get a place.
I got recommendations for you. We'll talk on the pod.
But LA, a place called Funky. The chef's name is Evan Funky. He also runs a restaurant called Mother Wolf.
Where is that?
Oh, Mother Wolf. Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know.
It's in Beverly Hills. Funky is in somewhere close by. That is my favorite Italian place, probably as of now in the world.
Wow.
It is so good.
Okay.
So that's it.
Okay.
I'm done.
No Chicago.
I love Chicago. I love Chicago pizza.
Not even worthy of
of a mention.
Yeah, for one, and I gave you two. I don't know. I love Chicago deep dish. It's bomb. No hate.
You like the tomato sauce on top?
Yes.
I do too.
Weird.
Not above.
It's a different thing. Listen,
I'm down
it is.
for
It's a whole. It's a whole different thing.
I'm in. I like them.
You were talking about like, oh, you know, when I was 21 and I was like struggling with this thing. I was thinking about when I was 21, I was in Chicago. I would eat an entire Chicago deep dish pizza by myself, like at 4 a.m. And like I was really heavy and depressed.
Well, the last time I was in Chicago, I was there for like 12 hours and I literally walked like a couple miles getting my steps in.
Yeah.
And I bought a whole deep dish and I ate it the entire thing by myself.
Yeah, that's I mean, it's pretty great.
So good.
I'm a big fan of Giordano's.
I think that's where I went.
Yeah. Well, there's Giordano's, there's Lou Malnati's. Pequod's is the one that's kind of become like
the staple.
They're really good.
I haven't been to Pequod's. I've been to the first one you mentioned, Giordano's. I've been there a couple times.
It's a pretty neutral pizza, but I don't say that as a bad thing. I'm also somebody who like my favorite ice cream is vanilla ice cream.
I love vanilla ice cream's the best.
Yeah. All right.
He disagrees.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
I like chocolate.
Have you had chocolate? I think it's called Chocolate Therapy. Chocolate Therapy ice cream by Ben and Jerry's.
No. Oh yes.
Yeah.
But like, give me like a double chocolate chunk fudge brownie.
Okay.
That's almost enough
also,
chocolate.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
damn.
Yeah.
You know.
Thanks for answering those questions.
You're so cool.
Remember onelegpod@gmail.com for any questions. Maybe you'll be featured on the pod. Maybe we'll even shout you out. We're gonna keep those anonymous this time around because I didn't clear it with the people who sent them in. So
that's good.
And there's just one more thing you got to do.
Okay. I put my pants on one leg at a time.
You heard it here first, folks. Thank you very much, Eric Bell. Woohoo! I did the gig.
One